Hello, I'm Mary V. Today, let's talk about the nostalgia in old music. So, when I was at school, I had a very unusual teacher. He was an wonderful orchestral player who had had a stroke and had retired from music and started to take up beekeeping, but missed music so much that he became a teacher. And the miracle was that he came to my school and he met me and took me in hand and very quickly brought on my playing. And he couldn't play himself because he'd had a stroke. And he would talk and use his right hand and occasionally give my bowing a little nudge. And he was one of the greatest musicians I've ever met, and he wasn't even playing the violin. And he gave me lots and lots of wonderful music. His music that has got his stamp on it. His name was Tom Roulette, and he'd had a stamp made. Here it is there. There you are, Tom Roulette. And he gave me a lot of music, and it has a tremendous charm because all his, I mean, it was quite old when he got it. And these are his repairs, his sellotape and his tape. And it's got fingerings and all sorts in it. And I very carefully still use these today. Beautiful copies of Beethoven Romance. I've got these very old Beethoven sonatas, violin and piano, which I'm incredibly careful with, but they're wonderful because they're edited by Fritz Kreisler. So there's a lot of charm in these for many reasons. One of my very precious things is the first copy of Liebeslied I had, which Tom Roulette gave me. It's a very old-fashioned copy. It says instructions for the leader, violin one, director. So it's telling you how to direct the orchestra from the violin. So fascinating and interesting. The Beethoven Violin Concerto, Tom Roulette, the violin and piano part, and it's got all Tom's fingerings in it. It's just beautiful, gold dust. Then there's other things that I find very precious about old music. This is my father's copy of the Moonlight Sonata. He was a very fine pianist. So I think I gave it to him for his Christmas. So I've got it now. And he didn't write any fingerings in, my father. But it's got a lovely old smell, almost like aftershave, I imagine. Little piece I learnt on the piano, my first piano lessons. Now, this isn't my signature. This might belong to my aunt. So it might be very, very old. So there's another bit of nostalgia. There's another Tom Roulette, lovely copy of something that I played in school. I performed in school years and years ago. These old things, they're better than photographs. When I look through them, it just brings back so many memories. There's another way of finding music other than being lucky enough to be given it, and that's to find some interesting little things. Jumbo Note piano favorites got some really nice little tunes here. 2 shillings. But the interesting thing is, if I open it up, that the notes are absolutely huge. They're huge, huge size. So I don't have to wear my glasses when I play this. It's really nice. These are, it says for the elementary pianist, which is, great for me because I can play Chopin. It's simplified. And you can still play these tunes on the piano. Right, so you can find things like this which are simply interesting and then become part of your precious hoard. Can you spot where the flaw in this is? It says the 7 positions of the violin. Well, why stop at 7? You know, there might be more than 7 actually. But there you go. You get all the 7 positions. Maybe you'll do okay for yourself, you know. So I thought that was very funny. A bit akin to a book that my sister found once, which is amateur acting, which, you know, it's a bit of an oxymoron as well. So this is one of my absolute favourites that Tom Roulette gave me, which is the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto. And something to notice about this old music is the beautiful artwork that they use. It's not the same nowadays, you know. So this is full of fingerings. It's just full of Tom, actually, and I absolutely adore this. It was falling apart when he gave it to me, and I don't use this because it's very delicate, but I love to look at it. And yes, Tom's aftershave is somewhere there in that lovely old book smell. I've got another type of collection, and it's violin and piano albums. Here's one, all-time favorite piano solos. No, all-time favorite violin solos. So it's piano and violin, and the second movement of the Tchaikovsky is in here with a great piano part. So you can find little bits and pieces of piano and violin. Look at the artwork in this, isn't it sweet? Standard series. You know, you can find some little gems in here, little salon pieces that are really, really nice to play at the end of a recital or to your family. And then this is a little bit of family history here. Unfortunately, it's got tea stains on it, but it's the golden hours. And my sisters and I, we all loved playing this stuff. Ave Maria, Chanson Triste. I mean, it just brings back my childhood. It's absolutely wonderful. And I think it's true, golden hours, right? How very true. So lovely artwork. And I think there are loads of these different versions of it. But I stopped myself from getting any more stuff. I don't want to have lots and lots that don't mean the same to me. I mean, this is a very well used copy and it's got a lot of nostalgia. So there's the Cremona album. I just got some nice, also got some nice things. Alfred Moffat arranged a lot for the violin. So, you know, look out for Alfred Moffat. He did a great job for us. So thanks to these wonderful people editing and looking after us players, we've got plenty to find and discover. And thanks to people like Tom Roulette, you know, who give away these precious parts of their life. It all gets passed on eventually, doesn't it? And hopefully it'll mean something to the next person who uses it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. So bye for now. Oh, there's a bit of sellotape that's come off from one of the repairs. I'll need to have another look through it.